Saturday Social is powered by FIFA 22 with PlayStation.
Now, before we get into the category, let's have a little look at their head-to-head. So this is Romelu Lukaku against Virgil van Dijk, overall head-to-head. So they've played each other on 5 occasions. This is for club and country. Of those 5 games, Virgil van Dijk has played every single minute of that. Lukaku, slightly less minutes, but here's the interesting ones. Van Dijk comes out on top when it comes to wins. He's won 2, Lukaku 1. No goals. So Lukaku yet to score against Virgil van Dijk, and Van Dijk edges it with clean sheets as well. Clean sheets 2 for Virgil van Dijk. Romelu Lukaku scored 4 goals in his first 4 Premier League appearances for Liverpool. Started really well, but has only scored 1 in his last 11 against them. So it is set to be a fascinating battle. Joe, I think we can get started with the categories now, because it's an interesting one, this, isn't it? Intrigued to know which way the guests go.
Yeah, we've split the battle down into a number of different categories. So we can have a look at the first one then. We've got strength up first. So each of our guests have picked a player. And as you can see, already we've got a rivalry developing here. Sharky has gone for Lukaku. Nieve's gone for Virgil van Dijk. Now, Sharky, is this just because Romelu Lukaku absolutely battered and bruised Arsenal at the weekend, mate?
No, I just think strength-wise, he is. I mean, I should go for my fellow Dutchman. I was born in the Netherlands, but I just think Lukaku's stronger. I do think he's stronger. That's just my answer.
I think
it's a good reason to go for strength, because he's stronger. I like it.
He's stronger.
I mean, that's why I was thinking, why should I go for him? I was like, he's stronger. So yeah,
he's stronger. Yeah.
Nieve, why have you picked Virgil van Dijk?
Well, if they had an arm wrestle, I reckon Lukaku would win that. But I think I was sort of looking at it from on the pitch perspective. It's a really weird one, because with Van Dijk, of all centre-backs, he said that many centre-backs, they won't be able to stop him when he's pinning them and he's doing that move. And to be fair, a centre-back like Pablo Mari is not going to be able to do that. And Sharky knows that all too well. But a centre-back like Van Dijk, he's clever and he'll use his strength really well against Lukaku. And I can't see that being where Lukaku's going to get the better of him, if it is to be how he's going to get the better of him.
So you don't think he's going to be able to pin Virgil van Dijk in there in the same way he did Pablo Mari, then use that sort of arm as we see this afternoon? You don't see Lukaku being able to just hold off Virgil van Dijk?
No, because I think he's clever enough, Van Dijk. He knows not to get too tight to him, not too far away, keep him at arm's length, and he's a strong defender.
I think that's a really good point, actually, because I think that's one of the biggest assets of Virgil van Dijk. I've seen him live many times. He's probably the cleverest defender I've seen in person, in terms of, I know what Nieve's saying, I don't think he will get touch tight. I think he'll give him a yard. I remember being at the game when Sissoko was 1-on-1 and the Champions League final when Son had, he doesn't get touch tight all the time. He uses his intelligence to just take a yard off, because Virgil van Dijk reads the game just incredibly well. So I think that's a very valid point. But that is only one category, so let's move on to the next one. Now, pace. This is an interesting one. Let's see how you voted in terms of who will come out on top. Now, you've both gone Lukaku, so I've got a bit of info to sort of back this up, really. Lukaku in 17-18 at United clocked 34.84 kilometres per hour, was the fastest player that season at United. However, Virgil van Dijk did produce the fastest sprint of the Champions League in 2019, clocking a faster time than the likes of Bale, Walker and Sane. So Virgil van Dijk isn't slow. He is quick. They're both quick players. So why have you gone Lukaku, Sharky?
I mean, it's just like, I've seen him, his playing style. A lot of people think, obviously, he does pin players up and people think he's a big striker, but he's actually better on the turn and sprinting at a player. And he's so... His pace is more like power, like direct power, and I don't know. You're right. Van Dijk is fast when tracking back, but I just think Lukaku is on the ball attacking that defender. I think he's so rapid, and I just think he's going to outpace Van Dijk if they do get into that battle. But I don't think that battle will happen on pace. No.
Okay, yeah, he is absolutely rapid, Lukaku. Nieve, was that an easy one for you going for Lukaku?
I mean, Van Dijk's recovery pace is uniquely good, but like Sharky said, I don't think that battle will end up happening anyway. I imagine Tuchel will tell Lukaku to aim for Matip and Trent's side.
Yeah.
But if it was a case of Lukaku's movement in behind, I think he would be able to make that run in behind either of the two Liverpool centre-backs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Let's move on to the next category then. It's aerial duels. Let's see who the guests have picked then. Oh, another one where we've got a split opinion here. Charlie, you've gone for Romelu Lukaku again. A theme developing. Nieve, you've gone for Virgil van Dijk.
Lukaku fan club at the moment.
Yeah.
No, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Yeah, do you know what it is? I think I've just got PTSD from the last game. You know, I was like, Lukaku's too good, man. Yeah, what he did to us. You know, I mean, maybe I'm putting a bit too much disrespect on Van Dijk. I think maybe I should have gone for Van Dijk there, but I think just this was fresh off the back of the Arsenal-Chelsea game. So I'm thinking Pablo Mari, Van Dijk, similar height. Lukaku won it every single time. You know, so I'm thinking, but I probably should go for Van Dijk. But I just think Lukaku, when he jumps, I think he uses his arm, uses his elbow to hold someone down and give himself that extra yard. So I went for Lukaku, but I wouldn't be mad at Nieve for putting Van Dijk. No.
Yeah, I have to agree with Nieve on this one. It has to be said. Like Virgil van Dijk, I was looking at the stats yesterday. Over 4 aerial duels, he's winning a game. Nieve, he is unbelievable in the air.
Yeah, he is. He uses height really well. He gets up really high. And I noticed he'd said there, Pablo Mari, Van Dijk, similar height, and just sort of snuck Pablo Mari in the same sentence as Van Dijk for a second. Van Dijk,
he used to play for Man City.
Yeah, and then they dodged the bullet. But what I'd say with Van Dijk is just his ability to get in the air, his jumping is just insane.
Okay, let's get straight on to the next category again, technique. So let's see how the guests have gone with regards to technique. So Sharky's gone Van Dijk. Nieve, you've gone Lukaku. That's an interesting one because I think a lot of the other ones like pace, we know Lukaku's incredibly quick and strong, but a lot of the plaudits with regards to Virgil van Dijk are that people refer to him as a Rolls-Royce defender. They say technically that he reads the game very well. He's got a great first touch. Often in these battles, a striker would come out on top to a centre-back with regards to technique. But I feel like Van Dijk, with regards to his technique, a lot of people would go for Van Dijk there. So just explain why you've gone Lukaku for that one.
Yeah, I lied for shock value, to be fair. What I had in my mind was, in terms of technique, I've tried my best to look at it from a different perspective, in the sense of who's going to be facilitated more to be able to have that technique. And the players around Lukaku, he's got obviously Kovacic, Jorginho, Kante in behind him, Mount just off him, the wing backs who stretch the pitch better than I've seen many teams do. And he's got the ability then to do the link-up passes. He's got the ability to have the movement. He's got Havertz or Werner running in behind as well. And I just think for him, he can drive at defenders. He's got a pass to his left, right, in behind him. And I think he will find it a lot easier to be able to demonstrate his technique in the game. But in terms of one-on-one, if you battle them together, who's got better technique as a player in their position, you do have to give it to Van Dijk.
Okay, yeah, it's an interesting one. Lukaku's hold-up play against Arsenal was phenomenal. He looks like he's going to score a lot of goals. Sharky, you've gone for Lukaku there. I think we're going to go straight to the overall, Joe, because this is interesting. Sharky's gone for Lukaku, but his overall is an interesting one.
And this is hilarious. This cracked me up. Sharky's put Lukaku for 3 of the 4 categories and then gone overall. I mean, what has happened there, Sharky? What has happened there?
You know, I'm just honest. You know, I'm just honest. I think Van Dijk will come out on top overall because I think it's not a 1v1 game, it's 11v11, and I think especially if someone like Fabinho's playing as well for Liverpool, I think that'll make it. He'll help out as well, make it harder for Lukaku and obviously the other Chelsea players. And I just think with the players Van Dijk has around him, I think Liverpool will come out on top. That's why I put Van Dijk, because I think Liverpool will win the game. Yeah. But these individual things, I did put Lukaku as better in strength, pace, and aerial. But you know, it's my method of thinking, Joe. Leave me alone.